What's up with you? For today's video, we're the full Slush Rush ability Pokemon team. Now, Slush Rush is pretty easy ability to understand. Basically, when the hail is active, your base speed will be double, giving you like a speed advantage during the battle, right? Now, there's exactly 6 Pokemon that have this ability, so I put them all in one team. It was very, very easy to pick them out. If you do want to check me out on Twitch, people, this is where I do all my live Pokemon sweeps, theme teams, and all other forms of salty entertainment, because if you miss the salt, it's not my fault. Seriously, go and drop me a follow there if you haven't already. Alright, today's battles, we got 3 of them. The first battle here was against Jawad or Jawad, I'm not really sure. I probably nailed it, alright? Let's be honest, I nail every pronunciation. Now, we got a Rillaboom here, and it's shiny. Now, when I think of Slush Rush, I always think of like a slushy, right? You know, the icy drink and stuff. I don't know, just find it fun. Every time I think of a slushy drink. You get that like a frozen Coke sort of thing and you mix it around, all that sort of stuff. So we got a Arctovish lead here. Now this is a bulky set. We've got max health and we've got max special defense and we've got Hail, Aurora Veil, Rest and Freeze Dry. I've got the item as Icy Rock and of course the ability is Slush Rush there. Unfortunately Rillaboom is going to Rillaboom my Arctovish and one-shot it. So I couldn't set up the Hail and I couldn't set up the Veil. Now we got Sandshrew, Alola with its thumping special attacking. We got Hail, Blizzard, Steel Beam and Counter. I've got a Focus Sash on this one. Unfortunately, they didn't go for like a super effective move, or maybe they didn't have one. And Counter is not going to do enough damage there, not taking the Rillaboom out. That was very, very unfortunate right there. So we got a little bit of help back there from the grassy terrain. I thought, should I let this, get fainted, or should I swap it out? And I was like, nah, I'll just let the Sandshrew go. There's not much I can do right here. So Rillaboom's going to take out my Sandshrew. So not a very great start to the battle here. I'm getting really, really countered hard here. Pardon the pun, right? Because my counter failed, get it? So the next Pokemon I'm going to send in here, right, is my Arctozolt. Now, this was a max special attack and max speed set. On this moveset, we have got Ancient Power, Blizzard, Thunder, and Hail. And the item on this is also Icy Rock. I tended to run Icy Rock. Well, I looked at my team and I thought, well, I probably better run at least 2 or 3 Pokemon because we want that Hail going all the time. So Slush Rush is active, right? So I'm going to go for a Desperation Dynamax. I've got to be real here. I'm getting destroyed by this Rillaboom and I've got to take it out, right? Now, what I wanted to do is I firstly wanted to get that Hail going. So I could go for the Blizzard or the Max Hailstorm there and get that go. So go for that firstly. That's going to be more than enough to take out the tiny little Rillaboom there and it's going to get that Hail flowing nicely. Now, I had Ancient Power on there in case I had a boost, which probably wasn't going to happen, but I had it on there anyway, and also had Thunder too. So essentially, when you think about it, I could set the Hail up, I could go for the Max Lightning and set the Electric Terrain up, and then say if Dynamax ran out, I could go for 100% accuracy Blizzards, and Thunder will be hitting very, very hard too. So in comes a Milotic. It nearly gets dropped in one shot there. It was so, so close. And we got the Electric Train in the field. So I'm like, okay, well, this is really good. They definitely can't take me out at this point, right? So we're good to rock and roll, right? Now, we're going to go for a Haze here on my Dragozolt. So like, okay, I guess that's fine. That's okay. That's not going to do anything at all. And Milotic has only got a little bit of health left. So I got the feeling they're running a Marvel Scale set there because they got the Flame Orb. I just went for another Max Hailstorm and took them out with the Disrespect Max Hailstorm right there. So that's fine. Milotic's down and Rillaboom's down. I had to Dynamax though to get rid of that. Actually, if I didn't Dynamax my Arctozolt, I was sort of curious how I was actually going to take out, a Milotic, right? So in comes a shiny Dragonite. I don't want to get trolled by this, people. It's been too long, all right? Every time I see a shiny Dragonite, I get trolled by it every single time. Now, what they did right is they went for a swap, like a double swap, and they went back into Skuntank. I was like, okay. Wait, is that like, are these nicknames or is this like a different language game? I'm not really sure. Anyway, regardless, I went for a Blizzard and it crit the Skuntank and it got one-shotted. Man, Arctozolt is popping off right now. Now, the next Pokemon to come in here is Jolteon. So it's like, okay, with this Slush Rush, I can outspeed everything, right? So spamming Blizzard there, Blizzard is going to do a lot of damage. It's a clean 2-UK. They went for a Thunder Wave and it's not going to affect me, because obviously I'm the electric type, right? Even without the the Volta Absorb, it's still not going to affect me, right? So they're going to go for Protect. They're trying to stall out the Hail and stuff like that. That's not going to matter because I've got the Icy Rock, right? So Ice is going to be like the Hail's going to be falling for like 8 turns, right? So the Hail is still falling. I mean the Salt right now. Going for another Blizzard there, and the Jolteon is going to get dropped, which is nice. So I've taken. Actually, this is a sweet deal. I've taken out 1, 2, 3, 4 Pokemon. Wow. Okay, next Pokemon is Pelipper. And this is where things started to go disgustingly wrong. So Pelipper's going to come in there. It's going to get rid of my hail. So there goes my speed advantage. But if I go for a thunder here, right, they're done. So here comes the hurricane there. It doesn't do a lot of damage to me, right, which is fine. And I get confused. Like, okay, that's cool. They were lucky getting that. And all I got to do is land one thunder on this Pelipper and they're done, right? So I hit myself with confusion. I sort of saw that one coming because it's me, right? Now the Pelipper's going to be swapping out here and the Dragonite is going to be coming. I'm like, oh, this is bad. This is bad because if I get hit in confusion a couple of times, they may be able to set up on me. But I was like, no, I should be able to do it, right? So then I get hit like a second turn around. I'm like, oh no. Should I dip now or not? So now the Dragonite is going to go for an Earthquake, and that is going to take me out. Man, that was unlucky because Pelipper would have gone down to the Thunder, right? Arctozolt would have taken the Dragonite with the Blizzard. That was a sweep right there. I'm so salty. All right, into Cubchoo now. We've got Avalanche, Flail, Play Rough, and Yawn. This is max health. Sorry, not max health. What the heck? Max attack and max speed with the Focus Dash, right? So I went for the Avalanche here. It absolutely destroys the Shiny Dragonite. So I was very happy about that. So bye-bye Shiny Dragonite. Now there's a Pelipper left, right? And I've still got 3 other Pokemon. Now Pelipper can probably just spam Hurricane all day long and take me out. And now they're going to go for a Dynamax Pelipper. So I was like, okay, they're probably going to go for... They probably realize what sort of team I run, right? Slush. So they're going to go for a Max Airstream to outspeed me, right? And it's going to be sort of hard to get around this with my Cubchoo, right? So I was like, that's going to be one turn of Dynamax for them wasted. So that's okay, I guess. So here comes the Max Airstream, obviously coming off the Hurricane there, and my Cubchoo is going to go down. That's all good, right? That's fine. Now, this team did get wrecked by Stealth Rock, so there were a lot of fails with this typing of this team. Like, there was someone that came in and like just full try hard with like all the traps in the world and stuff like that. The health was going down on my Pokemon. It was a disaster, right? So going to the Sandslash there, I'm going to do a double swap and go into Beartic here. Hopefully, I might be able to, do some damage to them or just take the hit a little bit better, right? So we've got the Beartic coming in. It's going to take a Max Airstream. Doesn't take it too well. Now, this Beartic set is an Icicle Sphere, Fury Swipes, Rock Slide, Bulk Up set. We got Max Attack and Max Speed with the King's Rock as the item, right? So I can go for Rock Slide. It is super effective, and I'm going to get outspeed by the Pelipper. Not much I could do right there, but I wanted to stall that Pelipper's, Dynamax, right? I thought, I believe my Sandslash should be able to counter this Pelipper, right? Won't be able to use, well, it can use flying type moves, but they're not going to do too much damage, right? So now I'm going to go into my Sandslash right here, and we're good to rock and roll. Now, this set was pretty basic. It's probably one of the more standardish sort of sets on my team. We got Max Speed and Max Attack, of course. We got Iron Tail, Hail, Triple Axle, and Earthquake. So hopefully Triple Axle wouldn't be a single Axle, right? Hopefully. Here comes the Hurricane on my Sandslash. Does a fair bit of damage to me, even though I resist it. And we're good to rock and roll with the Triple Axle. So I hit the once, and I only hit the one time. It was a single Axle. So here comes Pelipper. The rain's going to go. I was like, okay, it can't go for a Hurricane. Now it's probably going to miss. Then they went for an Ice Beam. I'm like, what? Why would you go for Ice Beam for? So it only did a little bit of damage, right? I went for Triple Axle and it missed. What the heck? This can't be happening. So now the Pelipper's going to go for a Hurricane, and Hurricane's still doing pretty good damage to me right there. It's not going to be very effective, and I get confused again. What the heck is going on right now? Sandslash is going to go for Triple Axle, but I get confused. So basically, you can hit me with the Hurricane here, but they went for an Ice Beam. I think this person is trolling me. Like, I legitimately think they are. So I lived on 13 health, right? I'm still confused. I still got some chickens flying around my head. And I finally get a Triple Axle off. And we got 1 hit right there. We got 2 hits. And I got 3 hits, and it still is not enough to take out the Pelipper here, right? Now it's going to go for a Roost. They're toying with me. So the Pelipper's going to get lots of his health back, right? I know that I can't one-shot or a Triple Axle. It's really bad. Very, very bad, right? So now I'm going to go for another Triple Axle there on the Pelipper. I got 1 hit. I got 2 hits. And I got 3 hits. So I got 3, which is really, really good. What's Pelipper going to do right now? Another Roost. And now it's going to go for Protect. What? They're trolling me so hard right now. I went for the Triple Axle again, and I snap out of confusion finally. And, of course, my attack is going to hit Pelipper's Protect. Now Pelipper is going to go for a Hurricane instead of an Ice Beam, and it's going to take my Sandslash out. Man, that was just, whoever that was, you're just a cruel person. I can't believe I lost that battle. Like, I went from sweeping them to, like, just, somehow I lost that battle, like, just due to pure luck. Jawad, you little troll. Let's get on to the second battle there. This one was against Cubchoo. Man, I can't believe I lost that battle. Like, how did I lose that? Like, this is crazy. Let's get a like for some salt. So the next Pokemon here, or their first Pokemon, is Pickle Bus, which is a Charger Bug. So it's called Pickle Bus, so it's possibly going to be a Troll Pokemon. Now I've got my Sandshrew as the lead here. I thought, well, maybe they may go for a physical move. This has actually got a pretty good physical move set. But I'm going to set the Hail up. That's going to be more important. So maybe if they use a status move, I can go for a counter afterwards, right? So getting that Hail up, which is going to be handy for my team. And they were for the Thunder Wave there on my Slush Rush Sandshrew. Not too bad, right? Not too bad, because essentially I didn't take any damage. So I could open myself up to go for a counter right here. Or I could go for a Blizzard. Coming off Sandshrew's thumping special attack, if you know what I'm saying, it's going to drop really hard. I reckon it'll do a solid 5 damage to Charge Bug, right? So here comes the Wild Charge from the Charge Bug. Does pretty good damage to me. It's about half my health right there. They're going to take a little bit of recoil, and I get paralyzed. Man, that sucked. I could have got some free damage there. So go for another count here. Here comes another Wild Charge from the Charger Bug. And I managed to live on 3 health, which is very, very good right there. And also I get the counter off against the Charger Bug too. And that is enough to take out the Pickle Bus. It sort of reminds me of the Magic School Bus there. Did anyone watch that show when they were a kid? Next Pokemon is Spiky Pickle. Wait a second. Could this be a full Pickle team? Anyway, so the Maractus ride is going to get rid of my Hail and it's going to set up the Sun. So that I have to get the Hail back, right? Now, I just ended up using Blizzard. And of course, Blizzard missed, right? How could it land? That'd be impossible, right? So here comes a Bullet Seed from Maractus. It's a little bit of a disrespect there too. And Sandshrew is going to go down. So I'm going to get the Hail back up here before this Maractus sweeps my team. Now, Maractus could be Chlorophyll too. Now, we're going to go into Arctovish here. I know that I can set the Hail up. I should be able to get away with that. Then I might even be able to get the Veil up, right? So, Maractus is going to go for a Bullet Seed there. It's not doing lots and lots of damage to me, so I know that I'll be able to actually live this. Unless they got something scummy like King Drop. So, they only hit twice, which I'm very thankful about. Like, look how much they did for, 2 hits. And now we got rid of the scum. And we've got the Hail set up, so we're good to rock and roll here. Now, I can go for Freeze Dry. That's my really only attacking move here. Now, I actually thought about running Chesto Berry on this one, but I decided to go for the Icy Rock instead. So, Maractus is going to go for the Sucker Punch there for a little bit of extra damage. I went for Freeze Dry there, and I critted the Cactus, which is awesome. I mean, the Spiky Pickle. So, Pickle number 2 is down. So, I was happy taking that Pickle out, right? This is a pickle-free video. We've got to keep it that way. Next Pokemon is Pickle Cream. Now, I'm going to tell you a funny story, right? Pickle Cream. I didn't think this was real, but I went on Google and I had a look at it, and it's a thing. Like, why do people come up with these things, right? So go for Freeze Dry on the Pickle Cream there, and as I sort of expected, it did no damage. Now the Alcremie ride, I think that's Matcha Clover, I think it is, and it's going to be setting up the Acid Arm here. So there's no way I can break through this at all. It's got very good special defense, and I'm probably going to get swept here, right? So going into Arctozolt. Arctozolt was probably one of the Pokemon that I ran the most on this team for Dynamax. Now, unfortunately here, it's got Drain Punch. It's a physical set. I know people on the channel. So I could go for a Dynamax here to try and take it out, or I could try and just set my Electric Terrain up or just spam Blizzard, right? I could go for Ancient Power, but it's doing a lot of damage to Drain Punch, so I'm a little bit scared that if I don't do much damage now, it's going to be a problem in the future, right? Now they're going to go for the G-Max Alcremie. Like, this is going to be G-Max Pickle Cream, right? This is so much cream, it could feed you for the rest of your life, right? Like, look at all that cream right there. Now, I know that Blizzard is hardly going to do any damage to this thing, right? And it's probably, judging on what their set was, they used Drain Punch. So I think they may try and, boost their attack with, Max Knuckle, because I've actually done a similar set myself, right? So Blizzard, I guess it does an acceptable amount of damage to Alcremie. Here comes the Max Knuckle, and man, this is really bad. So it almost takes me out there. I guess the only good thing about it, they are not getting health back from using Drain Punch there, so that's kind of good there. So a little bit of damage from the Hail. I can go for a final Blizzard here. I am going to lose Arctozolt, which is probably one of the best Pokemon on this team, right? So go for Blizzard, praying for the freeze hacks. Maybe I can freeze that Pickle Cream for a couple of months in the freezer. However, that's not going to happen. It's going to take me out with a Max Knuckle. So Arctozolt's down, and this thing's got +2 in attack. So essentially, it could spam Drain Punch against my team, which, when you look at it right, it's nasty, right? Because they're all weak to fighting. Like, it's really, really bad. Like, I could potentially get swept here. So we're going to go into the Cubchoo here, right? I've got Avalanche, Flail, Play Rough, and Yawn. So I'm like, there's not much I can really do here. What I'm going to do, right, is I'm going to go for the Yawn, right? And they've got Sweet Veil. It's Sweet Pickle Cream. Now they're going to go for a G-Spot final, and that's going to take me all the way down to 1 health there. However, I do have a Flail here, so I might be able to use that, right? So that'll be, kind of handy to do that. I could have gone for Avalanche there, but I just went for Yawn because it was a good effort, right? So Pickle Creep is going to get some health back, and now it's going to get hit by the Hail too. So now their G-Max is finally gone. So we're going to be going for a Flail here, and that's my best move I can possibly do. I could go for Play Rough, but I was like, nah, Flail will be stronger. And it does pretty good damage when you look at it right. Instead of attacking me, the Alcremie's got Recover too. Man, this is not good. I can go for another Flail again there, and I was like, I hope I outspeed this Alcremie now that the Hail's gone, right? That Slush Rush won't be in effect. I'm thinking what I should do right here. Maybe I'll just go for Flail. I've got absolutely nothing to lose there. So go for another Flail on the Alcremie. It's going to go for a Drain Punch, and they're going to get a solid 1 health back, right? It's going to change the entire battle. Now, I need to take this Alcremie. I need to take it out in 1 hit, swiftly in 1 hit, right? Because if I don't, it's just going to use Drain Punch again, and I'm going to get swept by this thing, right? So we're going to go into Arctovish here. I was like, okay, I need to get the Hail up firstly, because that's going to be very important. Let's go for Hail. It'll probably use Drain Punch and take me out. Let's see if I can live it, though. Arctovish is not going to live that, which is very unfortunate. I was hoping I might be able to outspeed it and, at worst case scenario, or live it, right? But Alcremie's going to take my Arctovish out. So I've only got 2 more Pokemon left. This is bad. This is very, very bad. Now we're going to go into Beartic here. This is a really funny set, but it's really not that good, right? But it's fun to use. So we've got, instead of running Ice Seal Crash, I went for the Ice Seal Sphere. I've got Fury Swipes, I've got Rock Slide, and Bulk Up. This is all relying on King's Rock too. So it was just all about the luck. So I was like, okay, let's go for Ice Seal Sphere. I might be able to get a flinch here. So go for Ice Seal Spear there, and I get some solid hits. That's 2 hits. I was like, that's very good. I got a 3rd one. I need about 4 after this to take it out. Now, Alcremie's going to go for a Play Rough here. Play Rough does a lot of damage, but it does not take me out. Ice Seal Sphere is going to land this time. It landed last time, by the way. I could go for probably 4 to take out the Pickle Cream. I need 1 more hit to take it out after this. I was hoping it didn't land 3 times, and it did land 3 times. Now we got another Drain Punch for Alcremie, and Beartic's going to go down. It's a disaster, people. Now, all I've got left is 1 more Pokemon, and I've got to take out 4 more Pokemon. Well, almost 4 more Pokemon. Alcremie's almost down. And I guess it's not the fastest Pokemon in the world right there. Last Pokemon here is the Sandslash. I was like, okay, I can at least Dynamax this. I can also set the Hail up as well. No, I can't set the Hail up. I'm going to need to attack to send the Hail up, right? So I can go for the Dynamax and then go for the Max Hailstorm here. And I've got to take this Alcremie out. Now, there is 3 other Pokemon, and they're going to be Pickle Pokemon too. So I've got to make sure I can take this out, because this is going to be I've got to get the dub against this team, people. Now, I'd say, looking at the Slush Rush team, I'd say, Arctovish should be pretty good with Fishious Rend under the Slush Rush. That'd be pretty strong. And even Arctozolt with Bulk Beam were pretty strong too. So I tried to sort of avoid those sets because they were actually very, very good, right? But I'd say they're probably the 2 best users of Slush Rush. And then probably Sandslash as well. I'd say they're the 3 best users there. I mean, Beartic's not too bad as well, but I feel like the Fossils have that very, they go fast and they got that very, very powerful move as well. Next Pokemon, of course, is another Shiny Dragon, and it's called PIMPNITE. I need to end this right away right here. So I can go for a Max Hailstorm, and I should be able to take this Dragonite out unless it's got like a scummy item, right? So I go for the Max Hailstorm against the Shiny Dragonite. This should one-shot it, right? This should definitely one-shot it, and it does. That felt so good taking it out in 1 hit. So bye-bye PIMPNITE. Now there's 2 more Pokemon left here, right? What are they going to be? Next one is Pickle Hands, which is Lurantis. Wait, it does have Pickle Hands. Now, Lurantis, this is actually quite funny, is also weak to ice as well. So Lurantis and Dragonite are both weak. I guess this is why my opponent was actually reluctant to sending them in the first place, right? So I go for that Max Hailstorm on the Pickle Hands, and Pickle Hands is going to be going down. So we're taking out all the other Pokemon run is remaining now. The next Pokemon is Sea Pickle, and this is a Pokemon that's actually not going to be very fun to verse, right? Because I know that it could have the move counter. Now, I've got to test whether it's got the move counter, so I went for the Earthquake here, right? Earthquake's not going to do a lot of damage to Sea Pickle, and Sea Pickle is going to go for a counter. So I'm like, okay, that's definitely going to be able to take me out in the next 10. What do I do right here? My only option, right, is to go for Iron Tail and get a defense drop. It's going to do very little damage right there, and it's got Rocky Helmet and the counter. That's going to take me out. Man, unfortunately, people, I lost against the Pickle team right there. It was a good battle, though. I'm not even... That's 2 battles in a row that I'm salty. This team's actually causing a lot of salt. All right, people, can I get the dub in the last battle? Let's find out. Now, this is a battle on the Wycombe. This was against Anders. And this is a pretty interesting battle, to say the least, right? Now, since I'd lost like 2 battles in a row, right, I was pretty salty, so I was determined to get the dub this time. And then Lurantis was the first poke, and I'm like, oh no, not again. At least it's not shiny, right? So Lurantis can probably take me out with a couple of grass-type moves, right? I was thinking, let's get Hail up, and let's get the Veil up, and by then it's probably going to fate my Arctovish, right? They went for Leaf Storm, and obviously it's going to be a contrary set, right? So that did a heap of damage to me. I was like, man, that's really bad. Now, the only thing about Lurantis, it's not very fast, so you can revenge KO pretty easily, right? So going for that Hail there, the Hail is now going to be up for 8 turns, and I could attack it with Freeze Dry, I really could, but I thought maybe I should set the Veil up instead this time, instead of attacking it. That'll give my team some overall bulk, and I may be able to have an advantage here early with my like a Dynamax Pokemon. So going for the Aurora Veil, I was actually very interested to see whether Leaf Storm would actually take me out from here. I thought it'd be like very, very close. So here comes the second Leaf Storm there from the Lurantis, and that is going to be enough to take out my Arctovish. So that's fine. Arctovish pretty much did its role there, setting up the Hail and the Veil, right? I didn't think Freeze Dry was going to take it out regardless. And you never know, it could have had like a weakness policy on top of that. But it's doubtful though. I'd say it would have run something like a Salt Fist. Now we're going to go into Beartic. I was like, let's see if we get the Icicle Spear happening, right? I feel that probably, let's say 3 to 4 of them would hopefully take it up. So going for the first one hits very, very hard right there. The second one's going to drop hard too. I need 1 more to take it out, and we get 3. Perfection, people. So bye-bye, Lurantis. So even with all of its stat boost there and special attack, it simply got outsped, right? That's one of the problems with Lurantis. It's like its speed, right? Now, the next Pokemon to come in here is Starmie. So I was like, okay, I've got the Veil up. Maybe I could go for a Bulk Up and then attack this thing, right? So go for the Bulk Up. They're going to go for a Desperation Dynamax really, really early on in the game. So I'm thinking, okay, what do they have here? Apart from a Water or Psychic type move that'll do a lot. Maybe they've got Meteor Beam on their Starmie and they'll just spam Max Rockfall. That could really, really counter my team, right? So here we go, Max Starmie. That's what I was thinking. That was my first sort of thought seeing the Starmie. So go for the Bulk Up here on my Beartic. I don't know, I was thinking I should barely be able to live maybe a real powerful move here, or it may just one-shot me. Beartic isn't what you call the most bulkiest Pokemon in the world, right? So here comes the Max Rockfall. I did have a little feeling they do that, and it does over my half health. So I was like, okay, that's very good. I definitely know they've got Meteor Beam, right? So we can get the Sandstorm up here, but there's not much I can do. I can't really set it up unless I go for Dynamax right here. Hopefully, I can outspeed the Starmie, and hopefully I can do some damage to it. Unfortunately, Starmie is going to outspeed me, go for another Max Rockfall, and Beartic is going to live on 2 health. Wow, that was a crazy live there. Getting a Rock Slide off there, which does pretty impressive damage, right? The only bad thing, Starmie is going to take some sand as well, so that's okay there. It wasn't all that bad. Like, it could have been a lot worse than that, right? Like, Beartic living 2 attacks was amazing. Next Pokemon, of course, is Arctozolt, a very, very good revenge Pokemon to take out this Starmie, right? Firstly, I've got to go for Max Hailstorm. What they'll do is they'll go for attacking move, and then I'll go for Max Hailstorm. I'll get the Hail up, then I can simply take them out with the Max Lightning. That was my plan anyway. And that would set the rest of my team up too, right? Because I got Icy Rock, so that'll be 8 turns of Hail again, right? And they won't be able to easily set Weather up with Dynamax either, because their Dynamax will already be finished, right? That was the plan anyway. Whether it was going to come fruition was like another thing. So Starmie obviously is going to be able to outspeed me. It's going to go for a Max Starfall. So it's like, okay, that's fine. I'm going to be able to live that one, and it's going to do like hardly any damage at all. Now that is going to put the misty terrain on the field. All right, and the little thing's a little bit misty right now. So they are probably not going to be able to live. Definitely not going to be able to live a Max Lightning. So firstly, let's get rid of that sand, right? That was sort of lucky too. Well, not really lucky, but imagine if I had like, the other ability on my Arctozolt, right? So bye-bye sand and hello hail. We got the Slush Rush happening again. Now I can easily attack the Starmie here. They probably know that I've got an electric type move, but is there any point swapping out at this stage, right? Like, will they sacrifice one of their Pokemon, or will they just let the Starmie get KO'd? That's what I thought, so that's why I went for the Max Lightning. So that is going to get rid of the Misty Terrain too, and it's going to make me very, very powerful. So Dragozolt is going to bring me right back into this game. I feel with their Starmie, when you look at their Starmie, right, they didn't really achieve a lot with it. They took out a Beartic. Okay, they took out Beartic, but, whoopee, right? That wasn't actually too much. Like, you really need to make more use of that, right? So in comes a Sludge. This had to be bait, so I went for a Max Hailstorm. And they didn't swap. I was like, wow. Now, there was another Pokemon I thought they went into there, and it was a Ground-type Pokemon. That's why I thought they swapped that in as bait, right? But instead, they didn't. Now, what they're going to do, right, is they went for Yawn, and it's obviously not going to affect me due to the terrain, right? So that was handy, so they obviously forgot about that. I'm going to go for a Thunder here. It's going to miss, man. And now they're going to go for a Future Sight. Okay. Future Sight Slowking. Interesting. Now, I can go for another Thunder here. Are they going to swap into their ground type this time? Now they're going to swap when I went to the Thunder. I was like, man, this really, really sucks. So in comes the Garchomp. I almost said Garchomp before, but I didn't want to spot it. And that's not going to affect Garchomp. But I can Freddy go for a Blizzard here, and I can outspeed the Garchomp very, very easy. So bye-bye Garchomp. That's going to get absolutely annihilated there and completely countered, right? Slowking's going to go down to the Thunder very easily as well, right? So I've got a very, very good advantage right now. Future Sight does a lot of damage to me, and the electricity is going to disappear from the field. Now, we've got two other Pokemon apart from the Slowking, and this is the Rillaboom. So Rillaboom is going to have the no grassy terrain. I went for Blizzard, right? And this is where it was interesting. They had a Focus Sash on their Rillaboom. I was like, what? Focus Sash Rillaboom. Interesting. I like it. Then they went for Endeavor. So I'd say that was a really, really cool strategy there by my opponent. So bringing me down to 1 health. And fortunately for me, the Howler is going to take out the Rillaboom there. So, man, that was a cool strategy with the Rillaboom. First time I've seen a Focus Sash Rillaboom in a long time right there. So here comes a Sucker Punch from the Poltergeist. It's a physical set. And Arctozolt is going to go down. So very nice play there. Some nice unpredictable plays right there. So very good. So I've got 3 more Pokemon. I was like, let's go for Sandshrew here. I can get the Hail up myself. And I might be able to go for the Steel Beam. I outspeed the Poltergeist. I was like, what? And we're getting that one up right, so I can go for either a Blizzard, I can't go for a counter, or I could go for a Steel Beam right there. Now, Poltergeist is going to go for a Shell Smash. I sort of that one coming, right? So I know that I can't live this, but I thought maybe I could get some Blizzard damage here. It could do a pretty decent amount considering, after its drops and that sort of thing, right? So they're going to get hit by the Hail there, and now they're going to go for a Sucker Punch instead of attacking me with a special move. Like, it's a fully physical set. So go for the Blizzard on the Poltergeist there. It doesn't really do a lot of damage there, but I froze the Teapot. I froze the Teapot with Sandslash's horrible special attack right there, and I can possibly maybe be able to finish it off. I'm thinking about, let's go for the Steel Beam here, and then I can bring in one of my other Pokemon right and finish the rest of the Pokemon off, and then they Baby Bottle cancel right there. Thank you for the battle, and Anders, and I hope you enjoyed this one, people. Peace out.